All right, let's talk about a topic that makes pretty much every parent's skin crawl. But I promise you, by the end of this, you are going to feel calm, confident, and totally in control. We're diving in and tackling that tiny terror, head lice.
You know that moment, right? That sudden, heart-stopping panic? Your kid is scratching their head like crazy, and that one dreaded thought just pops right into your mind. So you lean in for a closer look and, oh yeah, it's real. But hey, don't worry. That feeling of dread you have right now, it's about to be replaced by a super clear, super effective plan.
Okay, first things first. To defeat an enemy, you've really got to know the enemy. So let's get formally introduced to these unwelcome little party crashers that are trying to make a home on your child's scalp.
Now notice that word wingless. This is absolutely key. Head lice are tiny insects, we're talking about the size of a sesame seed, and here's the thing, they cannot fly or jump, they only crawl. And that, my friends, is a crucial weakness we can totally use to stop them in their tracks.
Think of this like a two-front war. On one side, you've got the adult lice. Those are the intruders, the ones actively moving around. But then you've also got the nits, and those are the tiny little eggs they lay, which are basically glued to the hair. They're the evidence they leave behind. So the most important thing to get is this. You have to get rid of both to win.
Okay, let's just pause right here for a second, because this is so important. Having head lice is not, I repeat, not a sign of being dirty or having poor hygiene. The truth is, lice couldn't care less if hair is sparkling clean or not. So right now, just let go of any embarrassment or shame. This is a super common thing, especially with kids, and it can literally happen to anyone.
So what are you actually looking for? Well, the most obvious sign is that intense, non-stop itching, especially behind the ears and at the nape of the neck. Your child might even complain about a weird tickling feeling. Like something is moving in their hair. And if you look really close, you might just spot the evidence yourself. Those tiny white dots, the nits, stuck like glue to the hair.
All right, so you've confirmed it. The enemy has been identified. Now it's time to stop worrying and start acting. Here is your simple, effective, 3-step battle plan.
This is it. This is the whole game plan. Your entire strategy boils down to just 3 core missions: treat, comb, and clean. Let's break down exactly what you need to do for each one.
Step 1, you're heading straight to the pharmacy. You're going to look for an over-the-counter medicated shampoo or a spray. The key ingredients to keep an eye out for are permethrin or dimethicone. Now you have to follow the instructions on the box to the letter. And this last part, this is the one everybody messes up. You must repeat the treatment 7 to 10 days later. Why? To kill any new lice that have hatched since you did it the first time. Don't skip this.
Now listen up, because the shampoo alone is not going to cut it. Step 2 is your secret weapon. Meticulous, and I mean meticulous combing. Get yourself a good quality, fine-toothed metal lice comb. After the treatment, while the hair is still wet, you've got to comb through every single strand, section by tiny section, from the scalp all the way to the ends. This is how you physically pull out those stubborn nits. And you have to be relentless about it. Do this every 2 days for 2 whole weeks. It's not fun, but it's essential.
And finally, we've got to decontaminate the environment. This is mission cleanup. You're going to wash all the bedding, hats, towels, anything that's touched the head in hot water. Soak all the combs and brushes in hot water for at least 10 minutes. And for those things you can't wash, like that favorite stuffed animal, no problem. Just seal them up in a plastic bag for 48 hours. Any lice on them will be long gone.
Okay, you did it. You followed the plan, the lice are gone, and you can finally take a deep breath. But the mission isn't quite over. How do you make absolutely sure these unwanted guests don't get a return invitation?
This is where we shift from being reactive to being proactive. It's time to build up those defenses and basically make your home a total no-go zone for lice.
And you know what? Prevention is actually way easier than you'd think. The #1 golden rule for kids is to avoid head-to-head contact when they're playing, and you gotta drill it into them. We don't share combs, we don't share brushes, we don't share hats. If your child has long hair, tying it back in a braid or a ponytail is a great defensive move. And last, just make a quick weekly head check part of your Sunday night routine. Easy.
So, we've covered treatment, we've covered prevention, but I have saved the single most important piece of advice for last. Seriously, this is the one rule that will stop a small problem from blowing up into a full-blown family crisis.
Just think about this for a second. It only takes one person. One kid comes home from school with a few little unwanted passengers. So what happens next?
That's right.
If one person in your house has lice, you have to check everyone. I'm talking mom, dad, brothers, sisters, every single person under that roof. Lice spreads so easily with close family contact, and if you only treat one person, you're just setting yourself up for an endless cycle of reinfestation. Trust me on this.
So, let's just do a super quick recap of the entire mission. First, and most importantly, stay calm. Lice are just a nuisance. They're not a catastrophe. Remember your simple 3-step plan. Treat, comb, clean. Make prevention a regular habit. And please, never forget the golden rule. If one person has them, you check the whole family.
So the next time you hear that dreaded 4-letter word, lice, the question really is, what are you going to do? Are you going to panic? Or are you going to be the calm, cool, and collected expert who has a plan ready to go? Because now you have all the tools you need. You've got this.